Welcome to another episode of iSober. In recovery, service work is a vital part of staying sober and giving back. This podcast is my way of being of service to others by creating a platform where people can share their stories, experience strength, and hope. My goal is to let other alcoholics and addicts carry a message of recovery to people who may still be struggling. Everything discussed on this podcast is based on our personal experiences, opinions, and lessons that we've learned through recovery journey. I am hoping that this podcast reaches the one person that needs it. Whether you're newly sober, coming back from relapse, struggling with addiction, or supporting someone you love, you're welcome here. This is a safe place. And today we have John joining us in the studio. John, say hi.
Hey, how you doing?
Alrighty, well, go ahead and start your testimony.
All right. My name is John. I'm from Oklahoma City. I've been struggling with addiction for years. I'm just starting my road on recovery. So, you just want me to talk about how it began?
Yes, sir. This is your testimony.
All right.
Tell us about your life.
Well, when I was young, I grew up in a household that there was lots of addicts. My mom, my brother, my dad.
Are you the youngest, oldest?
I'm in the middle.
You're the middle child?
Mm-hmm.
You have middle child energy.
Oh, shit.
I'm just
is that a good or bad thing?
No, I'm playing. It could be a good and bad thing.
All right.
Very independent, but also like, hey, I'm right here.
Yeah, that's me. So I grew up in a house where there was drug dealing, there was addiction, there's people coming and going, kind of chaotic, you know. And so I think that kind of set me on a path of being desensitized, thinking that it was kind of normal for addiction and to get messed up.
Right. So you've always had substances around you.
Yeah. It just kind of seemed normal to me. So I think the first time I ever used was, I think I was 14, smoking weed in the garage, you know. And then I was drinking alcohol at parties, you know, regular high school stuff.
Right.
But I don't think it really wasn't an addiction until I joined the Marine Corps when I was 17, and that's like a really there's lots of alcoholics.
That's what I hear, man. That's what I hear.
You know?
I have a really good buddy of mine that
went
in. I mean, I guess he used to drink normally in high school, but when he came back, man, I mean, it was at an all-time let's go drink.
Yeah, by the time I was 18, I was just drinking liquor every night. You know, we'd get drunk all night and then wake up in the morning, run 5 miles. It was just normal, you know.
That's wild.
And so yeah, it was crazy party time, you know. But it wasn't like, it seemed normal, you know. I didn't really see any bad side effects. But once I got out of the military, you know, I deployed to Iraq a couple of times. I came back with PTSD. You know, I was dealing with a lot of trauma. And when I was 21, 22, I started doing opiates. I started doing like Oxycontin, Lortabs.
Now, do you feel that this was a coping mechanism, or was it just a way to get high?
I think it was both, like the environment I was in. You know, during those days, there's like an opiate epidemic. You know, there's lots of people on pills back then.
Right. So this is just what's in right now.
Yeah, it was just. Everybody was popping pills back then. But but for me personally, it was kind of a way to like suppress my trauma. Maybe.
Right. You're dealing with things, and you found something that makes you well.
So I went down that road for years. I was doing opiates, and then on and off sobriety and Suboxone and things like that. But it really got bad when I was around 35. I smoked meth for the first time, and then that's about the time fentanyl came out.
Right.
So
from this early age of 22, 23, you started doing opiates. Yeah. So what happens between then and the first time you smoke meth? Are you just increasing your doses of pills you're taking?
Yeah.
Or how's paint me the picture of between?
So I think the first time I did opiate, it was like a Lortab or something like that. And like most people, it just progressed from Lortabs, Percocets to Oxycontin. Next thing you know, I'm smoking heroin. And then next thing you know, fast forward years, I'm smoking fentanyl. You know?
Right.
So
yeah. So between these times, do you ever think like I need help, or I'm taking too many pills, or I know when I was in drug use, I didn't necessarily think I needed help, but I was
Yeah.
worried about overdosing or things like that. Did you ever think like I need help? Did you ever seek help between these years?
I never really sought help until my son was born.
Okay. And by
So
this time you're what, 30 something?
yeah, so
Okay.
it was 2016. My son was born, and I went and I saw a Suboxone doctor. I got off the opiates. I stopped doing everything else, but I stayed on Suboxone for a while.
Okay.
And I moved to Columbus, Ohio. And I was able to stay sober for a while.
Mm.
But and those were good years. Those were good times. I was, with my family and everything.
Right.
And I was really close with my son. And when 2000, fast forward 2020, that's when I came back to Oklahoma City, and shortly after got in trouble. And that's kind of when I started hitting rock bottom.
And at this time you were what, doing meth and
Yeah, that's when I started smoking meth and fentanyl.
okay.
So that doesn't take long once you start doing those to lose everything.
No, it doesn't.
So
You're
yeah, I
very right about that.
overdosed a few times, in and out of jail. I mean, I lost my family. I lost my job, lost my truck, ended up being homeless. Went to prison. Pretty much lost everything. All the bad things that come with addiction, like I got them all.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So and I'm going to go back to this time just because I'm trying to picture who you were.
Mm-hmm.
So from 20 something to 30 something, where are you working? What are you doing like with life?
Well, when I first got out of the military, I went to school for a while. I didn't finish. Moved down to Louisiana.
What were you going to school for? Psychology?
Just liberal arts.
Okay.
Just doing my general studies.
Okay.
And then I would do different things, but I didn't stick with things for too long. Like I moved down to Louisiana. I was in the oil field for a couple of years. I came back to Oklahoma City for a while. I was working as an electrician.
So you're a
For the most
jack of all
part-
trades. I
No,
can
I
see
mean-
it.
The main thing that I've done is being an electrician.
Okay.
So more often than not, I was working in the union for a while, working for myself for a while.
That's cool.
So that's like what I did in the Marine Corps. I was a field fireman, so just kind of converted over to being an electrician.
I did not know that about you.
Nope.
Alrighty. So you moved back to Oklahoma City. You're homeless.
Yep.
Your son is born
Yeah.
around that time.
Well, yeah. No, my son was born in 2016.
Okay.
We're in Columbus, Ohio.
Okay.
So 2015 he's born. 2021 I'm back in Oklahoma City dealing with addiction.
Okay.
Like with bad addiction.
Right.
So yeah, just how it is, in and out of the hotels, drug dealing, just going from one situation to another, just running and gunning,
Yeah.
all the bad shit.
That same cycle.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my story in a nutshell.
Okay. All right. So tell us how you found courage to, get into recovery.
Well, I wish I could say I woke up one day and just was like, oh, I'm gonna go get sober, but it didn't happen like that for me. The court sent me here.
Okay.
And so I'm in drug court. So it's been a slow process of going to therapy, going to AA, going to rehab. So like when they say like keep coming back,
Right.
it's like I am starting to learn that even if you're being forced to go to AA, after a while you start to learn how to be sober. And you start to like it. So
You start to drink the water, as they say.
okay, yeah. So it's like
No,
so
I get what
it
you're
makes
saying.
sense,
though.
like
Yeah. No, that's great. So you come into this program to
Mhm.
start, this drug court program.
Mhm.
So how are your early thoughts then? I mean, are you like, gosh dang it, I have to go to these
Oh, man,
meetings
when
now?
I first started, it was so bad.
Or were you so like ready for a change? Or
Oh
did
no,
that
I
take
didn't.
time
When
to
I first
build
came
up?
in, I didn't give a damn about any of that. Like I just kept doing what I was doing,
Right.
and then I would
Court
fail,
document sign off.
I would fail UAs, and then they would send me, they would give me a sanction, and then I would like get out of jail or whatever and go right back to doing the same shit.
Right.
Like, yeah, it was bad.
Okay. So when was the first glimpse of, because that person you're describing and the person you are today, to me, seem very different.
Yeah. Well, being in this program, the VA has made me go to a lot of therapy. Like, have you heard of CBT?
I haven't.
Cognitive behavioral
Yes,
therapy.
yes, I have. Okay.
Yeah, that's good stuff. So I've had to do like probably hundreds of hours of that while in this program. Like, I used to have to go every day. So I've worked on my PTSD a lot, and that's kind of helped me on my journey to sobriety.
Right.
You know what I mean? So,
Okay.
what was your question again?
Pretty much how you got into, well, now you're pretty into this recovery stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you did answer it. You went to therapy and started treating your PTSD, and now you want a better life. I mean, that's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah. Like, I think that's one thing that people don't really talk about a lot in recovery is therapy. Like, therapy is a huge tool.
Yes, it is.
I'm a huge advocate for it.
The 12 steps are pretty much written out in a big therapy session.
Yeah,
I mean, like, that's literally what these steps are.
Yeah,
is
it
therapy
really is.
for yourself.
Yeah. I recommend all addicts that, like, most addicts are like suppressing like some type of trauma or something that happened in their past.
Very right.
But I recommend all addicts, if they can go to like one-on-one therapy or CBT, like, go sign up for it. It really does help,
Right, and there is help out there. I mean, there's plenty of places.
Yeah.
So that's really your main point of how you started to get into this recovery program.
Yeah, that helped me fix the way that I think, so I could even like see clearly, like, the path of recovery.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And then AA and programs like First Step have kind of guided me and showed me the way.
Yeah, I agree. The person that I know now, versus your story is very different. So you've definitely made some long strides. So tell me, what was the hardest part of getting sober? Whenever you were getting out of this, you're now court ordered.
Yeah.
And you failed UAs, and I can't continue getting sanctions. I'm going to end up in prison. What was the hardest part, and how did you do it?
I would say people, places, and things, and actually, like, what I say, like, completely surrendering to the program. Like until you do that, it's not going to work. Like,
right.
You can't halfway do it. So I was like, I was trying to be sober, but not trying to change, like, my friends and like things that I would do and where I would live, and and it didn't work. I always go back to those people, no matter how much I think I'm going to be able to stay sober and make good decisions. Once I get around certain situations,
our environments can break us.
Absolutely.
That's so true.
Yeah. So that was probably the hardest thing, was getting the desire to change those things.
All right. No, I like that. So tell me, what are some tools that you use daily? I mean, so I like explaining it this way. I truly believe that the recovery programs give you a tool bag.
Yeah.
And you build this 12-step ladder with it.
Mm-hmm.
And, you build it step by step.
Yeah.
What are some tools that you can use today in your daily recovery?
I would say the number one thing for me is my higher power. Like prayer. Another big thing for me is meditation. Another thing is
that's one thing I lack. I get so jealous of people that are like,
I'll try it. It's so good.
I know, but I am very on all the time. Yeah. I mean, I feel like my brain is always like, if it's had 12 cups of coffee.
Yeah.
I cannot sit still. And when I try to do it before I go to the gym sometimes.
Yeah.
I try to sit there and listen to God, just no headphones in, nothing. And I mean, like 12 seconds in, I'm like, okay, I'm ready to work out. Like, I cannot do it to save my life. I mean,
you can try one thing. Try like, get on YouTube and look for a guided meditation, like, for sleep. You just put in your earbuds and just, as you fall asleep, you just listen to it, and it'll guide you, help you clear your mind and stuff. It's
right.
Really good. Another thing I do is, like, first thing when I wake up is, like, I kind of have like this process of, like, they say the first thought that comes into your head is, like, what is going to kind of like set the basis of your day.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I like make sure that right when I wake up, like I won't touch my phone. Like before anything, I'll get up and I'll pray. I'll just kind of go through this thing of like positive thinking. You know, I really think that like positive affirmations and prayer and meditation, I think those things are really helpful.
100%.
They've helped me a lot in my recovery.
Okay. So today we were talking about, when we were looking through your phase work, we were
Mhm.
talking about a resentment. A resentment is a reoccurring thought in your brain
Mhm.
that you just cannot stop thinking about.
Oh,
What do you think about that?
I've got a lot of them that I'm trying to work on, trying to
Okay.
put behind me. I would say I resent my own mistakes that I've made. You know, I'm still working on forgiving myself. I resent some of the certain relationships in my life. You know, for a long time I resented the judge. You know,
Right.
but yeah, I've had to work on that a lot. It really does. It really does help you once you get past it.
And it's one of those progress, not perfections. I
Right.
mean, that's definitely
Yeah.
something you have to understand. Kind of like the class we had on Thursday, you know, the meeting we had where he talks about self-forgiveness. You know, if we
Yeah.
don't let go of the shame, the guilt, and the self-hatred, you know, we
Yeah.
can't move on to these positive mindsets. And
Absolutely.
without that positive mindset, you can't hit your goals. I mean,
Yeah.
you're going to be stuck in that same cycle.
Yeah, I think that's probably the number one most important thing in a person's life is like being okay with yourself and loving yourself. You know, I don't think anything can really come into your life without that. You know.
No, I truly believe that. So I guess throughout your addiction, how was your relationship with your higher power versus now?
Oh man, when I was in my addiction, it wasn't something. It was I didn't really have a relationship with my higher power. You know, like
You knew he was there, but
yeah,
it wasn't
I
like
knew he was there, but it was almost easier just to not think about it. So, you know what I mean?
yeah, you'd start feeling guilty. That's how I feel,
you know?
anyways.
And,
Like,
as soon
yeah,
as I started getting sober, I was like, man, like I need to reconnect with God because like I've got some explaining to do.
right,
You know?
right. So, did you ever use foxhole prayers? Do you know what that is?
Yeah. Yeah. Wait, I think I do.
So, foxhole prayers is, so me and my addiction, I was, you know, I've always gone to church through my parents, you know, just to
Mhm.
make them happy, really. I mean, I liked it, I guess, but I wasn't super into it. But I would go out in addiction and do all these crazy things. And like, let's say I get my first DUI.
Mhm.
Well, I'm in jail
yeah.
praying. I'm like crying
Yes.
to God, like, God, where are you? If you're real, get me out of
Mhm.
here. You know, that's when God hears us the most,
Yeah.
whenever we are not close to him. It's these foxhole prayers.
Yeah.
Do you remember doing any foxhole prayers throughout your time
Absolutely.
in addiction?
Yeah. Yeah. Like every time I mess up and go to jail, like as soon as I sobered up, I'll get back in the Bible and I'll get back to prayer. And it really helped me through some hard times, you know. Like it really helped me a lot. It's weird how you go to jail and you go to these dark places and God is there. You know, you see everybody's getting back into prayer and the Bible. And like these darkest places with these people that have made so many mistakes,
Mm-hmm.
you see God's present there more than almost
Than you do
anywhere.
in your actual life every day in the real world.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's very true, you know, that he does work with us when we're mostly broken.
Yeah.
God heals us when we're broken, and that's
Right.
whenever he starts doing his greatest work.
Yeah.
So what is your relationship with him now, with your higher
Oh,
power?
man, it's something. It's like the priority in my life. Like every day, I try to get closer to God, and I try to dedicate myself to Him more and more. You know, I'm getting better at like mindfulness and controlling my thoughts, and and I don't know. He's a big part of my life right now. I feel like he's really blessing me and really helping me work on like my character and my principles. You know.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how much I would grow and gain from anything if I didn't put God first, you know? Like everything good I get, I feel like it comes from God.
No, that's absolutely right. I mean, he is essentially who got us in this position of recovery.
Yeah.
I mean, in my personal beliefs, you know, everyone has a different higher power, I'm sure, but I mean, in my belief, that's what it is.
Yeah, I agree.
No, well, thank you for sharing today. Do you have any final thoughts? Maybe a message to people who may be in that vicious cycle, just relapsing all the time or trying to get sober, relapsing, or maybe getting their court documents signed,
Yeah,
What would you say to those people that are early in the meetings?
I would say don't give up, no matter how many times you relapse and what people tell you or what you think about yourself. Keep going to AA and keep working on your relationship with God, and it will help you. I mean, it's a thing for a reason. It does work. I meet people all the time that have changed their life through AA. So I mean, the proof is in the pudding. Keep going back. It does work. And I mean, what do we have to lose at this point?
Right. We were out there doing the most.
Yeah,
At
yeah,
least we could do something positive. I really
right.
like that.
Yeah,
They say cliches are, you know, they're whatever, they
yeah,
give you the ick or whatever, but
yeah,
cliches are cliche for a reason. I
yeah,
truly believe that. So when people say like stuff like that, like keep coming back, it work,
yeah.
it, or
Right.
anything like that, that's very true. That's just
Yeah, that saying
how
got
it
popular
is.
for a reason.
Right. It worked for thousands before. It's going to
Yeah,
continue
absolutely right.
forever. Well, thank
So,
you so much for sharing today. For the struggling addicts, remember that every story may be different, but recovery is possible for all of us. Well, thank you for joining us today.